What's up, everybody? This is Brad, and today we're talking about my top 5 games I'm looking forward to that are set to drop and release in 2023. Starting things off at number 5 is the Plucky Squire. I saw this game, I saw a trailer for this game a while back, and the jump between the 2D cartoony illustrations where it looked like some of the games were inspired by classic stuff like Nintendo's Punch-Out and things like that, was very cool. And then it jumps to a 3D open area, and the art style changes completely. That really was pretty cool. It reminded me a little bit of like a Paper Mario kind of game, and I think it could be a lot of fun. I am curious to see how it will work, in that you maybe have to travel around in the 3D space, and then the 2D worlds are treated maybe more as mini games, maybe. I don't know. But it looks like the 3D area itself will serve as maybe like an overworld, but I guess we'll just have to see how that handles. Number 4 is Pal World, a game that I thought it originally had said was going to come out last year, but didn't. This is basically a mature take on Pokemon, but it's also like a farming and real life, or a farming and life simulator game where your character has to survive in this world with these powerful creatures, and you can put them to work on your farm. You can cook and eat them if you need food. You can take them into battle with you. You can arm them with weapons. You can kill with them. It's a wild concept, but it grabbed me immediately. And I'm really curious to see how this will work. Will it be fun? It looks fun. Now, I'm still questioning how they'll be able to get away legally with some of the designs of Pokemon, which are clearly taken directly from certain actual Pokemon and just tweaked a bit. Some of them look like Pokemon fusions. So, I don't know. Will legality hold it up, or will we finally see it? It still has a page on Steam, and official gaming places have, and sites have, like IGN and stuff, I think, have posted the trailers for this game on their YouTube channels. So, it appears legit. I guess we'll just have to see. Number 3 is SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. Now, I enjoyed my time with the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, a game that was at its core still a GameCube game released in the modern era, but they did make it look really good. And they did add a bonus stage that had gotten cut from the original game years ago, from what I understand. But this is going to be a full new game, and it looks very much like Battle for Bikini Bottom, but better. So this is probably meant to be a sequel to that game. Almost kind of like Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was like testing to see if there was still an audience out there for a SpongeBob platformer. And I think that Cosmic Shake looks really good. There's a lot of callbacks to stuff from the early SpongeBob cartoon series, which is my favorite era of pretty much anything to do with animation. I love early SpongeBob, and some of those jokes are some of the funniest jokes you'll see in anything. Early SpongeBob is hilarious, and I will always stand by that. Even into later stuff with SpongeBob, I've said this before, that I think is not as funny. I still think that the seasons without Hillenburg were still entertaining, but I still think that early stuff was just gold. There's lots of costumes in the Cosmic Shake that reference stuff from those early days, and I think there's a good chance this could be a very fun game. And I think if you're a SpongeBob fan, if you're like me and you value those early seasons of SpongeBob, you'll want to pick this game up. And I'm hoping that some of the issues that Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated had because it was basically just an old game made to look good on current generation consoles, that they'll be able to fix that with this one, and we'll get something special. Number 2 is Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 has been rumored to be in development forever, and now it's actually a real game coming out supposedly this year. Now, I love the first Pikmin. I love Pikmin 3. I don't remember much about Pikmin 2 other than I thought that, like, the absence of, you know, the life or death scenario of that game where you're mostly just paying back debt as opposed to fighting to survive was a bad trade-off. But the first and the third Pikmin games were great, and now we're finally getting a fourth. And while we only have a few little shots of it, basically just an announcement that it was happening, I'm really looking forward to this one. Again, we don't really have much to talk about other than it is coming, but I think new Pikmin game, it's gonna have to be good. And last but not least, and probably the most predictable number 1 most anticipated game of this year, a game that I figure everyone is anticipating, and might even be their number 1 most anticipated game as well. Of course, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I love Breath of the Wild. I played it, and it felt like a special game. Granted, I do have criticisms of Breath of the Wild's massive map, and how at times it feels empty. But the way things are hidden, and the way the Hyrule itself is constructed, it still feels really cool. I love the Hyrule map. I just wish there was maybe a little more variety in, say, the animals you can come across, the monsters you could face. Maybe instead of all of the dungeons in the game being the shrines and they all look fairly similar to one another, I wish they had just given it a little bit more variety. But other than that, the environments themselves look great. I always have a blast whenever I'm in Breath of the Wild running around the map trying to find stuff. I mean, it's a fun kingdom to go through. I love it. And I hope Tears of the Kingdom will be able to at least somewhat recapture that, because we'll still be in Hyrule, but there's going to be other places to go now, and we'll be able to see Hyrule from different perspectives, as far as we'll be able to go into the sky, which seems like a throwback to Skyward Sword. And hopefully there will be, again, new enemies to fight. There should be. Maybe dungeons will return in something closer and more familiar with a traditional Zelda dungeon instead of just the shrine challenges. We'll have to wait and see. But Tears of the Kingdom is easily the game I'm looking forward to playing the most of the ones that we currently know are set to come out this year. What do you guys think? You into any of these games? What would your top 5 most anticipated games of 2023 be? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. Go check out all my other videos if you would, or at least the ones that you're interested in. And we will be back, hopefully, to play some of these games another day. Until then, I'm out of here.